Hi and welcome to Ramadan Traditional Recipes. Today we're going to be making Maleeda, and to help us make this Maleeda nice and tasty, delicious, we are using Umda Palka Ghee distributed by Edward B. Beharry. Now I'm going to tell you what we're using. Paratha is our main ingredient, and you know the best parathas are made with ghee. This paratha is nice and warm and it's ready to get started with. We have got some condensed milk. I have half of a cup of condensed milk in there, and then we've got some raisins, some cherries, a little bit of butter, some sugar, cinnamon, black pepper, and cardamom. Those are the spices that we're going to be using. Now, black pepper is something that you could use if you like. If you don't like it, you could leave it out. However, traditionally, that's what the older people would have done. They would put black pepper into the Maleeda, and that's what gave it a very distinct taste. So there are two ways in which we can make this Maleeda. The roti has to be shredded. We could either use the traditional method or we could use the more modern method. And for the traditional method, we use the mortar and pestle. We put the roti in there and we pound it. Or for the more modern method, what we would do is put it into a food processor or your mini chopper. That would be just fine. And you just shred it nice and into small bits. So let's get started. I'll show you what we're going to do. Take a little bit of roti. I'm going to put it in here, and then we're literally going to pound it until it starts to get small itty bitty pieces. Now we're using fresh roti. Some people like to use a more stale roti because they find it's much easier. You get more crispness from it. Okay, so now we see it all nice and shredded, but it's time to do the modern method. Okay, so here we are. We're putting the rest of the paratha into the food processor, and we're going to blend this up. And this is what it looks like at this point. First thing we're going to do, we just heated our pot. It's nice and warm and ready. It's on low to medium heat, and we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of the Umda Palka Ghee. And just let that warm up. Once it melts down into the pot, we are going to then add our shredded paratha in there. And the paratha is going in now. You can hear it sizzle. So we're gonna add our spices in now. First, I'm gonna do the cinnamon and just sprinkle it all around. We're gonna add the cardamom and just sprinkle that in as well. That's gonna be followed by the black pepper. I'm gonna add a little bit of sugar, about 2 tablespoons as well. A little bit of butter as well. So in goes our raisins. The cherries are gonna follow next. Now that we have the raisins and the cherries mixed in, I'm gonna add a little bit of condensed milk. This is optional, but I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla essence. Okay, so at this point, I transferred the mixture from the pot into a bowl, and it's nice, ready. You feel that stickiness. Once it can come into a bowl, you know it's ready. First, remember to just squeeze it together and roll it. And then we're just going to place it there. And there you have our traditional Ramadan recipe, Maleeda, made with Umda Palka Ghee, distributed by Edward B. Beharry. So here we say goodbye to you and enjoy the rest of your Ramadan, inshallah.